Okay guys, today I am going to start my new playlist, and that would be on the practical Python crash course. And as you all know guys that in my every playlist I start anything from the very basic and then I approach the most advanced level. So I hope that you all will enjoy it. Let's take a deep dive into it. Okay, then move to a programming. So this is the practical Python crash course, and I am not going to explain here the theory, any kind of theory. So just begin by writing with the code. Okay, I am starting from the variables and the data types. Let me make it comment variables and data types. So what are variables and data types? What are the variables in Python? In Python, any function you are going to make, any value you are going to take, you have to assign this and that value to any particular value, and that would be your variable. Have a look at this. If we take any letter here and assign it a value, that could be 3334. Okay, and then and this here, this a, here you can see this a is the variable here and this is the value. You assign this value to this variable. Now whenever you going to write this a, this will print this value. And another way of printing the value of a is just write, wait a second, you just write it the variable and then print. It is going to show the value that you have stored in that variable. This variable has certain conditions with it. You cannot take any number here and then letter here. You have your first character of the variable should start with a letter, not with this digital number. And if I go to assign this any value, this will show the error, invalid syntax, because I am using here, I have used here a 1. If I removed it, then it is okay. And if I write a DEI, it is showing the value. So we cannot use here any number here in the beginning. We can use a number in the middle of this variable, so it will get the value, seeing. And if we can also use the letters, we can also use the number after at the end of our variable. That will also be okay, but we cannot use the number at the beginning of our variable name. Variable name must begin with a letter. Either it can be a capital letter, or you can take the small letter. Here I am showing you taking a capital letter, and it is also storing the value in this variable. So these were the some rules of assigning value to any variable and suggesting any variable. You can take any kind of variable here. You can write your name as well here. You can take your name as a variable here too. Oh, moving on. What are the data types? Here you are seeing in my when I first assign a variable here, this type is called integer. When I take any number, when I assign any number to any variable, this will be the integer type. Let me clear this to you. If I took a variable of my name Yusuf, and then I take any, if I want to take any integer value, this would be the integer value. If I want to know the type, data type of the value I assign to the variable Yusuf, I just write type and then I write the variable, and it is showing the type. So this would be the integer type. And what if I write there 122.4245? Then again I want to know the type of my variable. Here I write Yusuf 1 float. If there is the decimal point, so this would be the floating data type. Okay, so in Python we have three types of data types. A string, I haven't shown there to you. I have shown you the integer type and the float type. Now it is the turn for showing you the string type. I have made another variable, and then I am going to make a value string. Any sort of random value I have taken here. You can take here any random value, or you can any value that contains the letters, any value that contains the English letters. So in this string, any value you want any value to store in any variable that contains the letters, then that value will be the string, and you have to put that value under the commas, double quotes. So moving on to the next cell, it is just this value is just stored in that variable Yusuf3, and if I print this Yusuf3, it is showing the value. And if I want to know the type of my value or variable, I would simply write type Yusuf3, and it is going to show me that it is of a string type. Okay, so I have discussed with you here the three data types and what are the rules of taking the variable in Python. Okay, so come to the print statement. What is the print statement? What can we do with the print statement? Just print. And print is not only used for just printing the values of the assigned variable. We can also print here if we want anything to print here. We just write we just take the double quotes, and in that double quotes we are going to write any value if you want. Like that. I just write welcome to Code Angel. Okay, so it is going to print that value. And if I write here 1, so it is also going to print for the integer values, or also for maybe it is also for the floating values. So you don't have to take the double quotes for the string or float values. Whatever float values you want to print, or whatever the integer values you want to print, you just write them straightforwardly into the print statement without any double quotes. Okay, and for the string value, if you want any kind of a string to print, so you have to take it in the double quotes. Okay, what else can we do with the print statement? We can also do with the print statement, for example, I just write welcome to the channel Code Angel, and then I took here the value. I just write my statement here, what I want to write, what I want to print, and then you remember that in the variable name Yusuf, I stored some value, and with that statement I want to show my variable name. What I have stored in that variable. Okay, I am going to change my statement. The data type of so this statement will be printed as it is, and in place of this variable, this will print the value of this value stored in this variable. So let's see what happened here. So you can see here this statement has printed as it is, and after that the value stored in the variable Yusuf is showing here. There are also what this thing is called. This thing is called string formatting. There are also many ways of string formatting that ways I am going to discuss with you guys in further videos. So till now, take rest and do practice what we have discussed here. We will meet soon in the next video. Goodbye.